Hey yo, this is T-Ray, your boy from H10 Hanshin Tigers English News. How are y'all doing out there? If you are out there, if you want to say something or give me a thumbs up, that would be great. We're here to talk about the weekend series, us against them being the Carp of Hiroshima, the red machine, who are not such a machine this year. Before we get, let's look back on the news and the past series. So we faced the Bay Stars in Yokohama, where we should have won at least 2 out of 3, but instead we went 1-1-1. A 7-0 lead for us on Tuesday ended as a 7-7 tie, as again Yano failed to pull his starting pitcher soon enough, and they got a 7 spot in one single inning. I think it was the 6th inning. The next day we were completely lifeless, probably as a result in part of what happened on Tuesday. We lost that one 6-1, and there were 3 wild pitches and 2 walks and a stolen base in 1/3 of an inning, which gave them 2 insurance runs at the end. Really ugly stuff. And then we finished it with dramatic. Once again, Jerry Sands saves us from a sweep, which he did at the start of the season as well in Yokohama. Home run. Again, a 2-run home run to bring the score down to 8-7. Not down to. Gives us the lead, though. Yahoo for Sands, says Anita, and I say Yahoo for Anita. Thanks for joining. So that was the series that was. Now, as for Hanshin Tigers news, 3 guys have been put on the deactivated list or have been sent down to the farm. Those would be yesterday's starter, Yukiya Saito, who went 3 innings, 2 runs against, and looked okay, but looked a little bit too cautious out there. His pitch count was extremely high, and he was not able to put them away enough to go beyond 3 innings. Also, Atsushi Nomi for the 2nd time this season is going down to the farm, and that's really unfortunate as, we're down to just 1 old guy left on the top squad. Unless you count Itoi, then we've got 2. We've got Fukudome and Itoi still up on the top squad. And finally, Atsushi Mochizuki, who was not the wild pitcher from last night, but rather he was from 2 nights ago. But he was kind of complicit in a lot of bad stuff in the bullpen recently, so he has also been sent down. Coming up are new guy, Keisuke Kobayashi, as well as Masumi Hamachi. And finally, someone that I've forgotten that is getting the call up. Man, why do I forget? Anyhow, who cares? Hope he does well anyways. All right, so as for this series against the Carp, what have we got going for us and against us? Well, we're going to have Yuki Nishi starting tonight, and I think tomorrow, afternoon game, by the way, tune in at 2 o'clock if you are in Japan, and accordingly if you're in a different time zone. I think Saturday is going to be Fujinami on the mound, though we're not sure, and then Akiyama is going to round things up for us. I think that's how we end this. Remember, this was supposed to be a 13 games in 13-day stretch. We had 1 rainout, so it didn't end up being such. Still, hopefully these guys will be able to do some good for us. And the good news, at least from a Hanshin facing Carp perspective, is that they are without Nishikawa, who's been their leadoff hitter of late. They are also without their catcher, Tsubasa Aizawa. A really unfortunate accident, so I'm not going to say yay for that. He actually took a foul ball right to the mask and was knocked out and was brought to the hospital on a stretcher. Hope he is okay. They still have some good catchers, though. They have Sakakura, and they just called up a young guy named Shosei Nakamura. So that is, I guess, so their lineup is a little bit battered. In fact, today their lineup is looking a little bit funky. They've got a couple of new guys in there that typically are not in there, so it could be a little bit easier for Nishi. And the other good news is that they have brought Tokoda, who was great last year as a starting pitcher. This year, opponents are batting .402 against him so far, so that is good news for us as well. And then they have also deactivated Osara, their ace, that we've actually done well against. But I think Saturday they're going to have just a spot starter. I don't know who they're putting in. And then Sunday will be Endo. He has got a 5 ERA against us so far this year in 4 starts. So I'm thinking we have to sweep this series. And here's how we're doing it with our starting lineup tonight. That's looking a little bit different than usual. We've got Chikamoto at the top, as always. And then batting number 2, Ryutaro Umeno, the catcher. That's a new one. Kento Itohara is going to bat 3rd. And then it's Sands, Oyama, and Bohr, as always. Yokawa is going to be playing in right field and starting, and maybe he deserves it after that great home run, 3-run home run yesterday. And then Kinami in 8th as always, and Yuki Nishi, as I said, as the starter. That is the down low. That's what you need to know for this series. Now it's my time to remind you that we're on Patreon, and the description is down there, or if you're on your smartphone, you got to minimize this video or whatever and find the description of the video. Also, you can subscribe. You can watch older video. I've got, I think, a language lesson, or maybe a Zorni, or maybe a, I don't know. I haven't put the video in yet, but you'll see it when you see it, and I will see you all later. Go Tigers! As Anita said, go Tigers!